Hey guys, I just wanted to do another video to kind of let you know how it went at the hospital. I had a couple on there while I was in the hospital, but nothing to kind of wrap up everything. Um, You'll have to excuse me, I'm kind of exhausted. I just drove 250 miles from the San Francisco Bay Area to where I live in Reno, Nevada, and I'm quite tired. Anyways, I just have to say Endobariatric was awesome. You know, they're located in Mexico, right over the Texas border. Dr. Alvarez was great. His staff, they're all so sweet, so nice. I have nothing but great things to say about them. The entire process with them was very smooth, very organized. They, give you an itinerary, easy paperwork to follow. But they, we went from one hotel in San Antonio, Texas. Then they picked us up in the van, and drove us to Eagle Pass, where we stayed at a nice Hilton. And they took us, then they picked us up the next day in the morning and brought us in for our surgeries. We met Dr. Alvarez, went over any concerns, issues, sat with him in his office, and I asked for a loose 32 bougie. I didn't want a tight one. I wanted to be able to consume some calories, more than 800. So hopefully he did that. Did it kind of looser, I probably should have just told him do a 34. But they just wheeled me up, and I needed to be in a wheelchair because I was so exhausted with my legs and everything just not working well, that they just wheeled me right on over to the hospital. His office is right next to it, and we went in. They brought us to our bariatric room. We didn't have one of the fancier rooms. It did not have the computer and the Wi-Fi. I had my iPad, but I never even went on the internet. It had TV. It was just your typical room. It was nice. The hospital is very clean. I mean, it's a little bit of an older hospital, but it's very clean, very sanitary. The people there are just so nice. I can't speak, highly enough. My dogs are going nuts. Went into the bariatric room, into the suite, and they just put in the IV. That was a disaster for me. They can never hit IVs the first time. She poked me. I was a big baby. I started crying. I'm like, I don't want an IV. But, I gotta do it. So, managed to get it on this hand, because this hand's kind of atrophied. It doesn't work very well. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of goofy, and that's part of my spinal damage and stuff. So they got it into this hand. They said the nurses try the IV once, and if it doesn't take or they can't get it, they call in the anesthesiologist. And I'm like, hooray for that, because you ain't sticking me twice and not hitting it the second time. I will throw down in this place, okay? That's just not happening. So they called the anesthesiologist, and he hit it the next time. It was fine. They hopped me over onto a different bed, and they said, okay, we're going to give you something to relax. That's the old, we're going to give you something to relax. That means we're going to put you into a babbling coma, and you're not going to know anything that happens to you from here on out. They gave me something, I have no clue. It knocked me out, although I wasn't out. Apparently my mother said that she was next to the bed. They wheeled me down the hallway. At this point I had no clue what was going on. Wheeled me down the hallway, and she said I was laying there saying, man, this is some good shit. Where do I get some of this stuff? This is awesome. Hey, how do you say shit in Spanish? Just making a complete ass of myself. I mean, cursing and everything, and the nurses are looking at my mom. My mom's rolling her eyes. I'm like, man, this is good. So everybody was kind of laughing. They're all chuckling at me because I'm just higher than a kite. But, and I don't remember any of it. I remember nothing. As soon as they just said, okay, we're going to give you something to bonk, I was gone. Woke up, had no pain, felt fine, had the little air thing over my nose, and just kind of came to slowly. They let me wake up slowly. They didn't force me out of anesthesia, which I can't stand, because then you get nauseated. And he doesn't do morphine, which is awesome, because then you don't feel all drowsy and crappy. And woke up, and I was up and walking within maybe 1-2 hours. He gives you a very, very high a medicine that's a high anti-inflammatory, and it's also a painkiller. It's like Advil on crack. You know, it's really strong. So, which is good because you need the anti-inflammatory. You know, they also automatically give you an anti-nausea, whether if they need it or not. They just push it right into your IV. That was all on board before I even woke up. So I've heard of people in the U.S. You got to come out of morphine. I mean, you got to come out of anesthesia. They can't just push morphine right in because it will counteract the anesthesia. So they have to wake you up first. My dog. I got two little Cocker Spaniels. They're really cute. So anyway, so I woke up, they had all this stuff already on board, so I felt pretty good. Second day, I felt fine. That's when I got to start on my ice chips. I did pretty well with them. I started sucking them down. Just kind of chewed on them and was doing well. No major complications. Now the third day is the day that we got checked out. They took out the IV. I screwed up big time, and I don't know why I didn't realize this or why I didn't put two and two together. They took out the IV and they went over all the packs of drugs that they give you. You know, you take this, you gotta take your acid blocker, gotta take this, antibiotic, all that stuff. And for some weird reason, I guess I didn't realize that I should have popped one right then and there. We kind of got shuffled off into the shuttle and driven about 2.5 hours back to La Quinta Inns in San Antonio. Well, I had nothing on board. So we got back to the hotel. I was exhausted. I started going into shock. So I'm laying on the bed. I broke out into a cold sweat. Felt like I was going to throw up. I was also, this is really gross, but I was burping up this like brown foam. It was like bloody foam, like throw-up-y foam. It was disgusting. And so I emailed Dr. Alvarez. I said, help, what do I do? I'm kind of freaking out. Susan called. She's awesome. She's their patient care coordinator. She found me in what room I was in and transferred to me. Said, you have to take that acid blocker right now. She said, you're having these problems because you didn't take the acid blocker. I said, I didn't think I could keep it down or get it down because all the stuff's coming up. She goes, just swallow it. She said, you got plenty of space, just swallow it. So I took that. Meanwhile, I thought my blood sugar was crashing. I'm not diabetic, but I'm hypoglycemic, and if it crashes really low, I break out into cold sweat and feel shaky, and I can't concentrate, and I get severely weak. And I told my mother, I said, I feel like I'm dying. I said, at that point I hadn't had a pain pill on board because you're supposed to space them out just a little bit. So we actually called the paramedics. I thought, you know what, I better go into a hospital, get rehydrated, and get on some meds because something's not right. I'm freaking out. The paramedics came. Let me tell you a little something about Texas paramedics. I really wish I didn't look the way I looked. I really wish I was like super hot laying there going, I'm not feeling well. Because they were all gorgeous. But anyways, they came in and I'm sitting there going, great, I look like shit. Thanks. Anyways, they took all my vitals and they took my blood. They said my blood sugar was low normal, which I was surprised. And they said that one of the guys said, she's healthier than I am. My blood pressure was great. Everything was fine. I was just basically kind of going into shock, cold sweats and everything. So they said, take the pain pill. So I took the pain pill. I did the sublingual one, which helps. And then shortly after that, I popped, after I'd given it some time, I popped another one. So it was kind of my bad. I wasn't taking the meds on schedule. We just got kind of shuffled out quick. And I just... Nobody said, take this right now because we're pulling the IV out and you want to get it on board. So I just, stupid, So the paramedics said, we really don't want to take you for an $800 ride in our nice van, so I think you'll be okay. And I said, I think I'm going to be okay. I'm just kind of doing a shock thing. So they left, and then after that I started feeling fine. I was just exhausted. The acid blocker helped immediately. All that foamy stuff stopped. I stopped throwing up. I mean... Duh, they give you the meds for a reason, and I don't know why I didn't take one in the hospital and get them rolling. So, stayed over that night. We thought we were going to have to push our plane tickets back. We thought we were going to have to, we thought we were going to have to completely change everything. Thought we were going to have to change our flight, just everything. Hang on one second, because I'm coming up on... Let's see here. Hang on, sorry. Okay, so I'm about 9 minutes. The stupid thing says 591 seconds, so I just calculated how many minutes I'm at. I don't want to totally go overboard, but I said, no, I'm going to push it. I'm going to do it. Let's get on the plane. So I got on the plane and just was feeling kind of crappy, and I hadn't taken a shower, so I felt like a freaking nasty. My hair's all stanky, and I really want to take a shower, but I was too weak. And so got on the plane, made the ride back, and got to my parents' house. Just felt so much better. You know, I sat in the shower and just let it kind of pour on me, and then I have just been recouping in the Bay Area at my parents' house while my boyfriend's here in Reno taking care of the dogs and cats and working. And every day got better and better. The first couple days, I'm like, I could barely sip water, so very dehydrated. My pee was basically orange, so I know I was dehydrated. But you know what? You do what you can do. You can't force 32 ounces if it ain't going to go down. So I just kept trying to sip. And my lifesaver, I don't know, they keep saying no straws, no straws. I bought these. They are 7-inch little tiny cocktail stir straws. They force you to sip a small amount. And I really didn't have a problem with getting a bunch of air from a straw. They kept saying, no, straws are a big no-no. And I'm like, this will help me get my water down. I mean, look, it's just a teeny tiny little thing, you know. This will help me get my water down better than me trying to sip. I'm not a sipper. I'm a sucker. I like to suck with straws. So I have been using those, and they're awesome. I just keep sipping. Every day gets better than the next. The first, couple days, they were gnarly. I was kind of, not in the hospital, but after I got out, I'm like, I can't get any fluids in. I did cheat. I took a little tiny bit of spray whipped cream and squirted it on the top of my Jell-O cup and mixed it in, and it was delish. But it wasn't clear anymore. It made it kind of murky, so I cheated. But anyways, today I'm on my full liquid, so I'm just doing soups. I got to do that for 2 weeks, which is a real bummer because I'm already sick of soup. Sick of soup. I'm sick of protein shakes. I'm just going to power them down because I need the protein and do the best I can. So anyways, that was my adventure in Wonderland. Endobariatric was awesome. No complaints. If you want to go there alone, if people are like, I don't know if I should go alone, you'd feel more than comfortable. They take such good care of you. They're in and out of the rooms, checking, are you okay? But you might need somebody to help, wheel your luggage and stuff. I'm not super strong, so I brought my mother, and the last night we were in San Antonio, we took a cab and went to Chili's because I'm wasn't on the pre-op diet. So the good news is, just being on this starvation thing, I had to do clear liquids for a week. I did not get in 1 ounce of protein. I can't stand the isopures. I just couldn't do it. So I thought, well, I'm not going to die, but I did do full sugar everything, and I recommend this. A lot of doctors in the U.S. are saying, oh, sugar-free Jell-O, sugar-free popsicles, sugar-free pudding, or not pudding, but sugar-free clears. I don't agree with that. I believe your body needs the carbs. When you are on such a limited calorie diet, you're getting 200-300 a day, you're better off to get the sugar. And I think that's why I probably did so well post surgery after I got home, because I've been drinking full sugar. I've been doing sugar popsicles and now I'm on yogurt and stuff like that. But you need to get your calories in. Your carbs, what keeps your brain going and gives you energy. And at that point, I'm not getting in any protein. So now I can do the protein, but I figured a week without protein is not going to kill me, but I have to get some carbs in because that's going to give me energy. Otherwise, I'm just going to pass out. I mean, you'll die without carbohydrates. Your brain will literally shut off. So I've been feeling really good and walking around a lot and doing well. This whole process has been great. I weighed in at 222, started at 222. I have no clue what I'm down to now. I think I lost 15 pounds. I know I lost 14. I think I'm up to about 15 now. So just on that clear liquid plan, lost about 15 pounds. So, but other than that, everything's really going good. I really bounced back quickly. I have a lot of issues that other people don't have, like the severe scoliosis. My hip is all out of whack, so I'm kind of achy and all these other issues. But for being as screwed up as I am, I'm hanging in there. I'm doing pretty well. So all your guys' comments that you've made on my funny little videos I put on there, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. This is such a cool community. You can pop on there. I called, or I IM'd Less of Sarah, and I said, why am I having this horrible hunger pain. I mean, I really feel like my stomach's burning with hunger. And she said, you're probably having like an over acid production. And so I talked to Dr. Alvarez, and he said, switch from Zola. Is it Zoloft? No, what's the one that starts with the acid blocker that starts with a Z? I don't know what's called, but he said switch from that to Prilosec, and that worked wonders. So, less of Sarah, you were absolutely right. It was kind of an overproduction of acid that was just making my stomach burn. I feel like I'm so, it mimics hunger. So she was right there, and that helped out a lot. I was on Facebook saying, help, what do I do? And she said, ask Dr. Alvarez that I think this is what it is, and sure enough it was. So that was really the only roadblock I had. Everything's been pretty easy and good. So anyways, I'm coming up on, let's see here, 938 seconds. 938. Yeah, so it would help if I didn't hit the multiply sign. Yeah, that would be 56,000. Dumbass. 952. I want to make sure I don't go over my minutes. Yeah, I'm at 15 minutes, so I need to shut up. So anyways, thank you guys for everything. You've been awesome. Hopefully I can post this and it won't take 100 years. So thank you so much. And for all of you sleevers out there, I hope I helped you or whatever, but I recommend Endobariatric. And you guys take care of yourself, okay? Talk to you soon.